Yo, what's good, Spirit Squad? Today we're doing something a little bit traitorous, and that means we are going to be playing some mono green devotion in Pioneer. However, it's not exactly mono green. It's really green with a ridiculously light splash for black. In the main deck, you have access to Vraska, Golgari Queen, and I won't go over this too much because if you've played Pioneer before, then I'm sure this is a deck you've seen millions of times. You have lots of mana, Karn, lots of other things to do with mana, and Storm the Festival to cheat cards into play. Other than that, the Vraska serves kind of double duty here. First, the -3 is super relevant where you destroy a target non-land permanent with mana value 3 or less, because this deck otherwise has no other removal. But also, the +2, not even a +1. The +2 combos very well. You can sacrifice another permanent. If you do, gain a life and draw a card. You have lots of expendable permanents in this deck. You have things like Oath of Nissa, some mana dorks if you're going really late, and Ugin's Nexus. This card reads, if a player would begin an extra turn, that player skips that turn instead. So your Phoenix opponents, for example, won't be able to temporal trespass you with this in play. But the cool part about this is, if Ugin's Nexus would be put into a graveyard from the battlefield, instead exile it and take another turn, which plays really nicely with Vraska's plus ability because you can sacrifice your Ugin's Nexus and just get an extra turn. But it's not a problem in this deck that Ugin's Nexus exile itself, because we have Karn, the Great Creator, that can pull cards from exile. So you've got this Ugin's Nexus to go with Vraska and Karn to effectively make a turn loop, or Karn can just go and fish in Ugin's Nexus out of the sideboard. The rest of the sideboard is not terribly combo oriented. You just have a bunch of solid cards that go well with Karn and green cards. So for example, we have one Sky Sovereign, a couple of copies of Unlicensed Hearse to go along with one Tormod's Crypt. That's your graveyard package. You got Shadow Spear in case you need a little bit of lifelink. There's a copy of Pithing Needle there if you want to shut down your opponent's Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, or something similar. There's a God Pharaoh statue to make your opponent generally pretty miserable. Meteor Golem just in case stuff happens. And then, of course, there's two regular green cards. There's 2 copies of Elder Gargaroth and 2 copies of Skylasher. And then we have one artifact land in case you need to make a land drop. So that's going to be the deck. The only real cool part that's different from what people have been doing in the past is the combo with Ugin's Nexus. So we're going to see if that is a bit of a success today. But either way, as always, we're going to jump into a 5-match league, see how we do, and I will see y'all in round 1. Okay, round 1 is here. We are on the play. And what do we got going on here? That is not a great hand. Let's ship this. Oh, our opponent is being nice, so I'll be nice as well. And this hand is a little bit less nice. So here I'm going to put back, it's actually going to be the Vraska. So I've got land into Llanowar Elf, which is pretty much exactly what we want here. And then next turn I can cast this Old Growth Troll and then eventually make my way up to Nykthos. So I kind of like what's happening here. Boulder Loft Pathway, white green. Okay, so it looks like we're just playing against, I guess, a white-green humans list, which currently doesn't outpace an Old Growth Troll, which is nice. And I will have 5 mana next turn, so I need to find exactly one more source to be able to play this. Blue-white. So Bant humans? Okay. Do I bother attacking? So upsides, downsides. Upside to attacking, of course, is that I get my 4 points of damage in, all that good stuff. Downside is that, no, I'm going to keep this up actually. So the reason I'm going to not attack, never mind blocking against the aggro deck anyway, but since I have a Llanowar Elf chilling right here, I actually kind of want to incentivize them to remove the Old Growth Troll and not the Llanowar Elf in case they have some kind of, like, I don't know, Brutal Cathar effect or something. And Reflector Mage, so it looks like that's pretty much what's going to happen here. So that does mean that I'm just not going to block here. So I am stuck taking this 4, going to 16. I can't cast this, so let's cast this. And that's actually going to be a little bit unfortunate that it happened to be Reflector Mage, because I need to get to 7 now with this Thalia, and I'm only going to be able to get up to 6 currently. If I draw an untapped land, that'll get me to 7, but I actually need to see that first. Raven Inspector and another Hopeful Initiate. Okay, so I'm just going to take the 6 damage here. I do go to 8, which I don't necessarily... Oh my god, I'm so dead. Alright. So we're looking at 8 life and a bunch of attackers currently, so my job is to basically get to exactly 1 more mana than I currently have to try to be able to cast this Storm the Festival. It's looking a little sketchy though, not gonna lie. Oh, come on. 3, 4, 5. So I can cast it. I'm just gonna be medium salty real quick though. So hopefully I get something good out of this. I'm really hoping that it's not just like too late though. So I'm definitely taking the Cavalier. Like, I just need all the blockers I can get access to. And I think I want the Lair of the Hydra so I can potentially do something with this next turn as well. So I will put the only land I have access to into play tapped, put this into play, and really I'm just kind of crossing my fingers that I live through this turn. On paper, will live through this turn, but you never know what happens. They could just have like a Brave the Elements in their Bant deck. They usually reserve that for the mono white decks, but you never know what's going to happen. Another Reflector Mage. Okay, so that's probably putting the Cavalier back in my hand, and I actually do think that makes lethal. Unfortunate. Okay, and we're going to die a miserable death. Let's go to game 2. So here, things that I would like include Elder Gargaroths, and things that I don't necessarily want too much of here. I guess Wolf Willowhaven is kind of mid here, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so now we'll be on to play, and this hand is going right back, and this one is a lot better. So here I'm going to be putting back, I actually think the answer is Cavalier. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and put back the Cavalier, and now I can go ahead and turn 1 elf, turn 2, either play the second elf, or if I don't draw a land, or if I do draw a land, the Old Growth Troll. See, this way, if I don't draw a land, then I'm going to play the second elf and get myself mana for Vraska. If I do draw the land, then I don't need to worry about a turn 3 Vraska because I can already play it. And that's not a land, so, but a Kiora is pretty good too. Alright, 6. So I get everything. So now I get to do this. Kiora is going to untap the elf. I get to cast the other. So now this way I definitely will be able to play the Vraska, and whatever their turn 2 play is here, I'll get to minus Vraska and go ahead and kill it, which is really nice. Werewolf Pack Leader. Okay, cool. So here's our friend Vraska. Now she's going to minus on this, and now we get to play another elf. So this is really what we wanted to see the first time around, was something to do early with those turns, instead of those tripled up copies of Storm the Festival when I had no ability to cast them. Okay, so this game would have been really, really different if we had to, worry about that Thalia a whole turn earlier. So now let's see what we get. A Blooming Marsh, a Karn, which is great, or another elf. I will actually take the land, I believe, or am I just supposed to take this Karn? No, there's no way I'm not supposed to just take the Karn. So now I'm going to sacrifice the Oath of Nissa, draw. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what I get out of this. So yeah, let's do that. And I'm just going to cast my Troll, draw a card, untap my Nixthos, 8. Oh, okay, this is kind of stupid. Yeah, okay, they back it up. I'm like, this is getting kind of stupid, y'all. That was actually absurd. Holy shit. Oh yeah, so a thing that we could talk about, right? Like, I could be putting in copies of Skylashers just as blockers. However, Skylasher specifically doesn't line up well with the creatures that the Hammond's deck plays, because everything is either a 1/2 that turns into a 2/3, or is first strike with Thalia, or is naturally a 2/3 like Reflector Mage. So it just doesn't really come up that Skylasher actually gets to block anything, which is why I didn't bother putting it in. And this hand is actually a bit of a keep. Okay. So I would really love exactly one more low-cost play here, but as it stands, this hand is at least playable. So it looks like this is probably a Training Initiate or Hopeful Initiate, whatever, Training Mechanic. So here we're going to go ahead and play our friend Llanowar Elves, and then I really want to draw something that costs either 3 or even like another elf, but I really just want to get my board developed and not really have to like skip a turn with these. What is this, a Werewolf Pack Leader? It is. Okay, so they're going to get their attack for 1. I'm not really going to get to do anything about that. And a Cavalier is almost the exact opposite of what I asked for, so let's not do that again, deck, if you don't mind. So here, I really just want to have my Llanowar Elves untapped so that I have the ability to cast Vraska this turn. Something tells me that it's not going to be long for this world. What is this, Mardu? Elite Spellbinder. Okay, so either way, I'm going to get to cast a 4-drop of some sort. They can't stop me from doing that. But they're likely to take Vraska since that's just the better of the two right now. Yeah, they did. Okay. So now she's going to cost 6, and that's honestly pretty annoying. So I don't block this, and we draw an Overgrown Tomb. So I would like this to grab me a, realistically, it's gotta be the Sky Sovereign here. So I don't necessarily appreciate the fact that, like, I'm probably pretty dead here. What's this? Okay, so there's a Thalia, so I can't cast the Sky Sovereign anymore. And what is this, a Thalia's Lieutenant? It is. All right, so we are going to lose this round. Let's move to the next one. Okay, round 2 is here, so are we, with the die roll. Okay, this is kinda terrible, and this is a lot better. I've got an okay 2-lander that I do in fact want to keep, and the card I want to ship here is going to be Cavalier. So here I get to Llanowar Elves into turn 2 Wolf Willowhaven plus Oath, and hopefully that translates into something good that I find off of Oath. I like that a lot better than leaning on Cavalier to do a bunch of heavy lifting in a matchup where it may or may not even be relevant. Instead, I would like to lean on my Storm to Festival, which has much higher potential upsides. Okay, so let's cast this and see what our opponent comes up with. Hopefully it's not a removal spell. That'd be great. Canyon Slough. What? That is a Magic the Gathering card that exists. Okay, anyway. So let's do this. We're gonna put Wolf Willowhaven here, add some greens. What just happened? That was weird. I have absolutely no idea what just happened. The card did what it was supposed to do, but that was nowhere near the right order. Magic the Gathering? Unlucky Witness. Okay, so we're playing against the Mayhem Devil deck. Got it. So, okay, that added 2 like it's supposed to, so 4. And I'm doing it like this, just in case I happen to draw a Planeswalker that I want to protect. And in fact, we do. So I'm going to grab the Karn and the Cavalier, you know, just grab the good cards. Okay, they're over it. Sweet. So against Rakdos Sacrifice, I actually don't hate the idea of Elder Gargs here. And I will side in the extra unlicensed hearse here too. And this has very slight but still potential upside against the cat. And I was actually right about Cavalier here. So this is one of those matchups where like Cavalier is just not really a functional Magic card. Okay, so this time we're going to be on the draw against Rakdos Sac. And honestly, that should be a lot harder, especially since I assume they're going to be siding into like really powerful things like fatal pushes and whatnot to help control my elves too. So I am kind of leaning on the top of my deck here, but I feel like that's what I'm going to be doing a lot of this league. So there's a swamp. Are we a Thoughtseize or are we a cat? We are a Thoughtseize. So they could take Karn and just depend on the top of my deck to have near nothing, or they could take the elf and stop me from doing things earlier than normal. Let's see what happens. I think I like taking the Karn from them just because Karn does Karn stops the Witch's Ovens and food tokens from actually doing anything just by existing, never mind the cards it actually gets. Claim to Firstborn, and they're casting a what? A Deadly Dispute with my elf. Oh, okay, I'm mad. You got me. Is this another Thoughtseize? It is another Thoughtseize. Good. Wow, opponent. Heck yeah. I see you out here. So they take the threats. Okay. So I actually like, for my sake, that they're taking my threats and not my mana here. Because, like, I mean, they could just claim the Firstborn Deadly Dispute again. That could totally happen. But, okay. I was gonna say, but I like the fact that they're, what was that? They cycled main phase. Okay. So I'm kind of left with nothing to do for this turn, which... whatever, it's what it is. What is this? Mayhem Devil plus cat. Okay. I don't think you're gonna be long for this world, Kiora. But if I get to untap with her, then that does mean I'll get to cast my Storm to Festival. So that's kind of cool. I have exactly 6 mana, assuming she somehow lives. But if they have like a Witch's Oven or something, then I don't know how likely that is to happen. Okay, so there's the Witch's Oven. There's another cat. Okay, so I think that actually is Xaxes, right? Like, she takes 4 and goes to 3. Oh no, she lives at 1. All right, so she will die to cast my Storm to Festival, but she's going to get to cast it. So, all right, Kiora, thank you for your service. Oh, come on. Oh, what a mess. All right, so I'm not going to grab the elf with that. Do I want Vraska? Yes, I do. Yeah, that wasn't even a real question. So Vraska can kill the Mayhem Devil, which makes this a lot more palatable. And then the Karn will be able to turn off the Witch's Oven after that. So that's actually pretty nice if things end up lining up well. So face up, I'm taking what? 5 from the attack, 6, 7, 8 total. So I effectively have 9 life right now, depending on what they drew. If they drew another Witch's Oven, that decreases by 3. So I hope that's not the draw. Another Mayhem Devil just absolutely bodies me. I really hope this is just like a tapped Blood Crypt, please. Okay, so we have an unlucky witness. They buy Gigantha, and I'm going to take 5 here and go to 12. Noted. So let's go ahead and Vraska expeditiously, because I really want to get rid of this Mayhem Devil here. And Vraska's definitely going to die a miserable death. But if if Mayhem Devil is dead, then that might mean that I'm not. I buy. So we're gonna go ahead and skip here. We take 3, go to 7. In theory, I could go down to 6 with the Witch's Oven. Oh, I'm sorry, 5. No, 6. There's no more Mayhem Devil. But they're probably just going to draw a card here. And the upside to that is that this is the last loop of this nonsense we're going to have to deal with. So if I can... Oh, man, that actually is obnoxious. Not because this is actually good. It just happens to be another attacker, and I don't think I want to deal with that right now. I'm actually going to tap this. So here, I want to sacrifice the food, actually. So this way, even if they, like, attack, I block a cat, they still don't get to actually reanimate these because now there's not a food on the table anymore. So that gives me a little more ability to untap and potentially have this as a blocker plus whatever I draw. So I don't know whether that's actually going to end up being the case, but I'm going to give myself the ability to play like that. They discarded Gigantha? Wow. And they killed my elf and not my Karn. Face is the place. Okay, that's what we're doing here. Cauldron Familiar, you got it. Another Cauldron Familiar. Oh my god. All right. So what are we doing here? We are Old Growth Troll, grab Shadow Spear, equip Shadow Spear. So I will have a 5/5 life linker. All right. So this has actually got a lot of potential to work out here. If they don't click attack all at Karn, I might actually get out of this. What are we doing? Oh my god, are we trying to kill Karn then? No, we're trying to kill me. So that doesn't work, right? Because I'm going to go up to 6, take 4, go to 2. Okay, yeah. Oh, what's this? Oh, Deadly Dispute. Boo. Okay, fine. You got me. But I think I still like the way we sideboarded and everything, so I'm simply going to keep it and hope that our hand isn't anywhere near as low. All right, so this time we're going to play first, and hopefully we're going to keep 7. We are, in fact, going to keep 7. All right, I'm here for this, so I'm going to play the fancy one. So here, against this deck, I actually think I want to turn to Old Growth Troll more than I want like more Elvish Mystics, right? Never mind. I lied. Right to all of your faces. Or keyboards, I guess. Way to deal with my elf. Have 2 more. Oh no. Are you actually going to deal with all of my elves? Do not Fatal Push this one too, you jerk. Okay. That would have been pretty funny though, not gonna lie. So this is the part where I find out they have Overgrown Tombs in their deck, and they're gonna go ahead and Claim the Firstborn, my Old Growth Troll. Okay, good. I was fully prepared to get just maximum blown out there. So here, let's go ahead and get an attack in. Yep. So I figure I might as well get the card off the table, okay, before they have the ability to make like maximum use of it, right? So let's see if that matters. So if they have the land, oh, they have the land already, the treasure token. But let's see, if they have a land, they can play Mayhem Devil, use the treasure token, kill my Mystic, and then play something else from their hand. That's pretty obnoxious. So what do ideal draws look like here? Things I would like to see in... Oh, they're just playing Fable. Okay. I mean, that does make sense. Vraska! Oh, yes! Let's do it! So, I am definitely trying to take another turn. That was pretty sick. I would like to kill off this now. That card scares me, and I don't mind saying that. And I actually think I want the wolf more than the... Right. Oh, I just made way too much mana. Whoops. Oh well. So I could have gotten rid of the Fable itself and let them keep the token, but the token is going to be the thing that definitely gets them out, while their draw step might not get them out. Okay, so they drew the land, so they did have the thing, so they can cast the Mayhem Devil here anyway, and honestly, that's kind of whatever. And they do, in fact, play the Mayhem Devil. Got it. Yeah, like they can't attack into my wolf token now, which is pretty lovely. And a forest, however, is super not. So I might as well... I can kill the Fable, or I can kill the Mayhem Devil. I think the answer is Mayhem Devil. You know, only one of those cards is like the namesake of the deck, right? So let's go ahead and just get a good attack in here. You're at 8. This is your problem. So let's see what we choose to do here. Okay, so they block the Elvish Mystic. They go down to 2. And now they have a Reflection of Kiki-Jiki. I hope they don't have the Dispute plus Deadly, Claim the Firstborn plus Deadly Dispute thing on my troll, because that actually means they're out of the scenario. Like they're no longer facing down lethal. So I clearly don't want that. Instead, I would love to draw something huge here, like a Planeswalker would be great. Let's reiterate. A Planeswalker that's not named... Whoa. Cycle? Okay. Let's go. Sick. On to the next round. Okay, round three, we're on the draw, and wow, this hand is leaning on this Elvish Mystic. So we got a lot of work to do. Thoughtseize. We got a lot more work to do. Okay, so there's a Vraska. So I wonder what Vraska would have the ability to do. She's still playable next turn if I draw another elf or a Wolf Willowhaven for this turn. So we are definitely playing against Abzan Greasefang now. So that is kind of what we suspect when we see a concealed courtyard, but now we at least just like flat out know. So they just showed me a Rafine's Informant in 4 lands, which is almost best case scenario, because that's, you know, neither Greasefang or the Parhelion. But here they can just discard a Parhelion from hand if they have it. And they do. So on a scale of 1 to dead, on a scale of 1 to dead, on a scale of 1 to dead, we're dead. All right. So not much really changes here. I'm just going to put in this extra copy of Unlicensed Hearse. I will put in the 2 copies of Elder Gargs though, and they will come at the expense of what? The Nexus and actually 2 of these. Oop. That's not what I wanted. I want to go back into the game. Here we go. Return to game, submit my deck. I'm like, we know how we're doing in the league. We're watching it. So let's go ahead and play first. Okay, this is a lot better. So I would still like to have something to participate in the, I guess, graveyard battle here. But as it stands, I've got plenty of mana to play with, which is really all I can ask for out of my deck here. And if this translates into me having access to like a Karn soon, then that plays just as nicely. So here I'm going to get to elf, turn into elf. So now I've got 3 devotion for my Nykthos, so any more than that is just net positive. So let's see what actually happens. They could Thoughtseize my Vraska away. They could play some kind of Witherbloom command and a Milled Parhelion. Holy Jesus. Okay, person. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is what I got. Well, I really have 1 play, so let's play it. And to be fair, this is not that bad against a resolved Parhelion either, so. Because like a 5/6 blocker is good enough to block the angels, and I can just take 9 and kind of call it a day. Yeah, like this is actually not that bad. So I block this, I take 9, the Parhelion goes back into their hand, and now I can have Vraska actually killed this. So let's make a bunch of mana here. So now I get to untap the Nykthos, 6, 7. I think I'm supposed to just ignore the Storm to Festival in my hand this turn. I think I'm supposed to just Vraska and tick down on Greasefang. Yeah, oh, that. Yeah, we wanted 1 more mana for that, but that's okay. And I'm definitely not attacking. I'm going to hold back this Cavalier to protect from an attack on this Vraska here. So if they have something to reanimate the Greasefang and discard the Parhelion, then yeah, sure, you got me. Yeah, that's just a cat car. I can deal with that. Okay, so what are we working with here? I'm definitely just gonna play that. That's easy. So we have that, and now we're looking at 7, and I'm actually gonna play this first, yeah, because I can spin more devotion for the untap part. Oh, there's Karn. Perfect. So there's Karn and a Llanowar Elf. So now they can't crew this or do anything else with that either, which is really nice. But instead of doing all of that, I'm going to show them Ugga's Nexus. Okay, sick. And we're going to keep the same plan for game 3. Think about that. No, I actually am going to put the Tormod's Crypt into my main deck here. The Pithing Needle too. So when I'm on the draw, I'm going to put the really cheap costing things in my hand, or rather in the deck, rather than in my Karn sideboard, because if I'm in a position where I get the Karn sideboard, then I'm already generating mana and potentially doing things, and then I'll be able to probably cast my Unlicensed Hearse. Whereas if I'm in desperation mode, naturally drawing one of these is a lot better. So let's try that when we're on the draw. On the play, it's a lot more likely that I have mana for Karn and then Find, rather than just flailing my arms like I will be on the draw. And there's a Tormod's Crypt, so I will keep this 1-lander. It is clearly a bit sketchy, and I'm really hoping that they don't have a turn 1 Thoughtseize, and it looks like they do, so oh well. So now I have to choose between the Elf and the Crypt, and I think that's actually a bit of a real choice here. And they take the Crypt. So I, in theory, will get to actually play with my Llanowar Elves here. In theory. Okay, so hopefully they don't just discard a Parhelion. They do. So, unfortunate. But as you can tell, we gave ourselves the best chance to play. And it just, you know, it worked out. Whatever, they just had the thing. Okay. Yep. So we go down to what, 6? Oh, 4. Yeah. All right. We got. So that's unfortunate because like we had the Crypt and everything. So like, and the hand panned out. Like we have 5 mana on our turn 3. We can cast Karn or Cavalier. So I'm not even really mad about the way that played out. It just happened to be they had all of the stuff. So GG's to our opponent. All right, we got round 4, Citizens of Nerdvana. I love that username. We are on the play, and my hand is a medium sketchy. Okay, I'm in there. I think I can deal with medium sketch. So let's start off with our Llanowar elves and see what happens from here. Oh, we're playing a mirror. Okay, so upside, I'm definitely not getting my Llanowar elf killed. That's nice. Now let's draw a land and capitalize on his Kiora. Not quite. Okay, so I guess I'm gonna look for a land then. I find one. Okay, so now let's do this. Actually, I want to do this. Okay, so now the Kiora can untap this land, and I'll get a little bit of extra mana out of that, which is pretty nice. And here, if they play like a Wolf Willow Haven, I'll be pretty happy to just Vraska minus on that Wolf Willow Haven and set them way back. Whoa, Werewolf Pack Leader. I no longer think we're playing a true mirror. So how much mana do I even have? I don't know. I'm clicking shit. Oh, that's not actually the play. That's not the way. That's not the way. I think I actually just have to click this. Like, I don't get to do the other thing. So I'm just going to start here. All right, go away, Werewolf Pack Leader. And I didn't have a third land, so I don't have the mana requisite to do all of the cool stuff. But this still counts as cool enough, I think. Oh, a tapped land. All right, I'm going to do this first and try to... Dang it. To be fair, that's not bad. So what can I do here? I can play Kiora. Kiora untaps this, and then tap out for an Old Growth Troll. I like that. Let's do that. So now I get the Troll, I get a card, and most importantly, I get a blocker. So we are going to, I guess, trade really good forest for really good forest, and that means that they'll be able to play, oh god, up to a 6-drop this turn? It might be better to let Vraska die than to let them have a 6-drop this turn. Oh, well, if they're tapping out first, never mind. Oh, Vivian. Does that do Planeswalkers? It does do Planeswalkers. Huh, shit, that's good. All right. Well, they get to kill off my Vraska here, but that's fine because my Llanowar elf is going to get to kill off their Vivian, and I'm going to get to cast Storm the Festival first. So, all things considered, it's actually not bad for me at all here. The only way this really does suck is if, like, this Storm the Festival somehow just, like, super whiffs. But we are going to add 2... Huh? Oh, it does add 3 over here. Okay. I'm like, wait a minute. I should be getting a lot more mana than that. So here's 6 mana, and I've got a Cavalier and a Vraska. That's pretty sick. Let's do that. So I'm going to draw my card, look for a nothing. It does not say tapped. Okay, so that's going to get to do the thing, which is cool for them. I'm going to try to spin for something good here. Nope. Oh, that's kind of miserable, actually. Well, Oath of Nissa, this is why I sacrifice you to the... Alright, let's kill this Vivian. So, luckily, we're currently pretty far ahead, which is really nice. Hooray! Alright, and here, I straight up just don't think we need to make any changes, right? Yeah, 0 changes. Submit that. And my hand is... Okay, I'm in there. Like, this hand certainly makes a lot of mana. And luckily we're in the mono green mirrors, so I don't have to worry about them killing my elves. So, again, kind of like in theory, they could have one of those weirdo cards, like, say, Hunt the Hunter, to let their elf get +2s and bite my elf. Like, that could be a thing, technically. But realistically, I think we're just gonna be, you know, ships passing in a night. But this time they're on... I mean, they were on the play last time, too, but this time they get to be on the play and potentially with some really wild shit. Burning Tree Emissary. Okay. Into Voracious Hydra. Okay. Well, unfortunate. So, upside to that line of play, though, from them, they only have access to, I think I'm actually supposed to just cast a Wolf Willow Haven here. Okay, what are we doing with 3 mana? Is an Old Growth Troll, okay. And I guess I just take 3 here? Yeah, okay, that's fine. So I take 3. Let's see if I can maybe draw into a land here. I do have the Oath of Nissa, so I will be able to... Okay. That certainly counts as alright. I'm just going to do it like that because I was already always going to use that. And I'll grab the forest. Okay. So this might actually work out for me because if they don't draw another land or another elf here, then as it stands right now, I can untap and cast a Storm the Festival. And if I'm going to be the one casting the first Storm's Festival, I'm generally going to be pretty happy with that. So this could be another Old Growth Troll to pressure my life total. It's not. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Let's cast. Cavalier Vraska? Cavalier Vraska. I'm at 8. I do need to be a little careful about that part of things. So I'm not a fan, obviously, of giving them access to their mana and stuff, but like now at least I have a couple of blockers, one of which is very good. They do have access to 5 mana, 6 mana now, so they could cast their own Storm the Festival if they have one. I don't necessarily like that, but it's, you know, gonna happen if this is what they got. And if they want to kill Vraska, they do have to focus attacks onto it too. Otherwise, I do have the Karn, so I can untap and start just like jamming Ugin's Nexus down their throat. Like that's an option I have. Seriously, how unfair is that? That Karn plus Vraska immediately equals 3 turns in a row. That's kind of super BS. 6 is probably their own Storm the Festival then. No, a Vivian. Okay, so are we killing Vraska then? We are. Okay. A Karn. So what can I do with that? How much mana do I even have? I'm literally just not even counting. 8? Okay. I was just gonna trust the system at whatever it said I had for mana. I had that much. Cavalier and Old Growth. Don't mind if I do. No? Okay. I actually don't think I'm supposed to cast this Karn here. I think I'm actually just supposed to chill here. Yeah. That, however, I am gonna do. Like, they don't really have a good block, so they're probably just sacrificing something. Yeah. Okay, so optimal next turn, what does that look like? Drawing of Vraska would be pretty big. I could Karn into Battle Boat is pretty good. I can also just Karn for Shadow Spear, put that on Cavalier. That's not bad. 5 mana is a great henge. Oh, thank God for Karn. Alright, so it's still going to be pretty annoying. And they find an Old Growth Troll. You got it. We find an Old Growth Troll. Okay, actually. Huh? Oh, that's only 2. Alright. I don't know how much mana I have. 17. Holy Jesus. Okay. What the hell do I even do with 17 mana? I don't have a Kiora, so... Wait. Oh, no, that works. That works. Because I can just get back Vraska and take turns. Oh, I get another one. Kiora. So now I can... Yeah. So this is going to untap a black land. I think that's on me for not tapping an elf here. I should actually tap for a shit ton more of this. Okay, so we have 21 mana. That's so much. Keep this one. I wish I had an X spell. So I guess I'm just going to grab this Battle Boat. Really regretting that. Whoops. Alright. So how much are they taking? They took 14 and went to 12. Okay. So at least next turn I'll have the black source for this. I really should have just tapped an elf. I just didn't even think about it. I just went on autopilot. And the autopilot definitely cost me that turn because like I could have just had basically a zillion turns with Vraska and Karn. But now I'm just kind of like clearly still doing really good. But like, you know, that doesn't mean that any of what I did was a good idea. Now they're going to get to like loop cards and stuff, and they still have 4 mana, which can technically let them play a bunch of stuff. So they have exactly 4 more right now. Okay, sweet. And they're off it. All right, so despite my mistake, we get there anyway. Karn's really powerful. Let's move on to the last round. All right, last round, we are on the play, which is nice. I've got a couple of lands, a couple of elves, and a couple of things to do. Yeah, man. Alright, so turn 1, let's play an elf. Let's pass a turn and see what they're coming up with. Blue-red. Are we Phoenix? Is my elf dead? My elf is very much dead. Noted. We understand the rules of this game, and they usually say kill the turn 1 elf. So this isn't even that bad for me, though. So that's actually even better. So this way, if they happened to be one of the Lofty Denial decks instead of just like regular Phoenix, I actually could have gotten blown out if I hadn't played my land first, because those decks specifically play Lofty Denial and regular Phoenix doesn't. So we decided to just in case play around them being the Delver deck. Oh, what's this? All right, well, I'm attacking and I am going to play into a counter spell. So if they have one, then you got me. But okay, I was gonna say, and if not, even better. I mean, so far so good. Okay, Fiery Impulse, followed by a Scorching Dragonfire. So it looks like I'm actually playing against blue-red control and not the other deck. Not Phoenix. Also not Delver. Okay. So against, yeah, I'm just gonna attack then. Okay. Is my elf dying? No, my troll is dying. Cool. Okay. So how does this work? The land is what taps for double green and makes a 4/4. And 5 mana is what does the other one. Alright. So I want to specifically make a 4/4 with this one. Oh my god, that was out of order. Jesus Christ. I even thought it through and didn't say it, and then I did it and it's wrong and whoops. So yeah, I'm definitely supposed to play the Kiora first and then use the ability so that I get my card draw, and I just clicked it the other way around for some stupid reason. Oh my god. I don't even have an excuse. I just need y'all to yell at me. Alright, so I'm just gonna make a bunch of mana here and oops. Alright. And I'll make it a 4/4 so it doesn't die to another copy of Scorching Dragonfire, which we just saw. If it turns out they have another lightning axe, then so be it. Yeah, like, alright, you got me. But yeah, we are not playing at our best currently. Like, we've got our friend Kiora untapping herself. We've got me tapping my black mana when I was, oh, they are Phoenix. They just are also playing Scorching Dragonfire. Huh. Vraska's a pretty good draw. I think I actually just want to get rid of a forest and draw a card. Present as many attackers as possible. Yeah, it seems okay. More pieces. All right, cool. So there's game 1. And against them, I think I actually just want to do that and then play 2 copies of Elder Gargs. Get rid of a third one of these and put the main deck Unlicensed Hearse there. Cool. And our hand is much less cool. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, Magic, you suck sometimes. What am I going down to? 4? Oh my god. I'm never gonna play Magic. Got it. Alright. Oh, we're playing no Magic. Understood. Ooh boy, this is about to be one of those games where we don't get to do shit. Oh, okay, I guess I can play Wolf Willowhaven. And in theory, this lets me play an Old Growth Troll next turn, so like that's not even that bad, I guess. What would have really sucked is if we actually found one of those really old lists that was still playing Brazen Power and they bounced my Wolf Willowhaven. Oh my god. I might have cried, y'all. And we're just gonna jam the big one while I got it. I'm not gonna play Llanowar Elves, let it die to some stupid, I don't know, whatever. Whatever it was, I didn't want it to die to it. Okay. And this actually isn't that bad for us, though. So here, if they do Lightning Axe my friend, they didn't, but if they did, then I actually had the ability to get up to 6 mana there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it would have been 6 next turn. Okay. But as it stands, I've got 4 here. So if I draw a Planeswalker, then I can play it. That's not nothing. So what do we find? Iteration, Vision, Abrade, Ledger Shredder, and Phoenix. So they put the 2 creatures and the Iteration in the graveyard. So unfortunately, 5 mana is not 6, which means I'm not going to be able to cast my Storm to Festivals unless I see another land. So I guess that's what I want to be my draw step. I want a land, please. I will also take a Cavalier of Thorns, but I want a land. Also, my opponent's got 6 freaking cards in their hand. Impulse. Only Impulse. Okay. Wow. Give me a land. That's half a land. Okay. It's dead, but it's half a land. And to be fair, while they're spending all of this time dirtling, they are in the middle of being attacked for 4 each of these turns. So, like, I certainly don't see this ending well, but, like, they're casting the Vision. Okay. What do they find? Treasure Cruise. Well, shit. Okay, so there's a Shredder. So now I get to play Treasure Cruise, go all the way up to 10 cards in hand and then discard 1. Jesus. Or, oh, 9 cards, duh. The cruise itself. Oh, and my Elf's dies. Got it. Understood. This is also a Lightning Axe. Oh no, it's just another Treasure Cruise. Oh my god. Yo. Alright. Land me, land me, land me, land me. Ooh. I can try. There's a Cavalier. And I will take a Wolf Willowhaven on that land. Okay. Yeah, don't mind if I do. So I'm looking at 8 right now as far as power and toughness. That is only 11 if they reanimate this Phoenix and don't take another turn. Wait a minute. Yeah. Oh no, they just have 2 things. Oh duh, they have the Abrade. Never mind, it's face up. It's face up. Wait, that's not a death though. What do I want on top? Do I want the other Storm to Festival? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yes, because I can cast both Storm to Festivals. Okay. If this is another turn, then I just die, but I think I'm okay with almost anything else happening, right? Almost anything else. Yeah, so if these 3 lands are exactly a Temporal Trespass, then that sucks. I don't even know that this is a better line for them than maybe making me chump block the Hall of Storm Giants. I feel like they should have made me do that. So, yes. Oh, they just had all 4 Phoenixes. Duh. Never mind. I can count to 15. Alright, so this time we're going to be on the play. I'm going to keep the same configuration here and see if it ends up being good enough. We are going to be on the play. And, alright. I'll try it. Multi 6. Okay. So I'm going to give myself the highest upside draw here. If they don't kill this, then I get to cast both of these. If they do kill it, then, like, that sucks, but at least I can use Oath of Nissa to look for a land. I guess I technically found one. Okay. I guess I deserve that. Oh, what a mess that is. And a Ledger Shredder. Okay. So, admittedly, this still sucks. Okay, not doing anything about this bird. Are we casting a Pieces of the Puzzle? No, we're casting a nothing, which means we're likely holding a counterspell? Is it an Aether Gust, or are we a Spell Pierce? A Disdainful Stroke. Okay, sure. Well, I guess if it's Disdainful Stroke, then that makes this the right play, but it could have been Aether Gust just as well, so whatever. We played the guessing game and we happened to lose. So let's do this. Okay, let's try it. So I do like the fact that they're not currently doing that much. Okay, so let's do this. Yep, you got it. So they only have 1 more card in hand. I really hope it's not just like a Treasure Cruise. That would suck. Close enough. So what do we find? Opt and a Spell Pierce and a Consider. Okay, so they just have the Phoenixes right now. Got it. Because they can just like finish resolving this and then cast the Opt in their hand. Oh boy. I think we might have gotten outpaced here, y'all. Oh, they also just have a consider. All right. And they did not find another Phoenix with that one, but 2 is still going to be good enough, right? Like, they've got 11 power and toughness here. So if they attack with these, I'm taking 8, going to 8. They leave back a blocker for my old growth troll, which I guess is fine. They see this, so they assume I have 1/2 of the extra turn combo in my hand. I don't hate that from my opponent. I think that's actually pretty good play. So now let's see what I can come up with. That's basically free. 7, 8, 9, 10. I could risk a spell pierce. I don't think I'm going to though. Blending Vision down. Opt down. Okay. What can we find? Cavalier is a pretty damn good start. So I would really love to see at least one Nykthos off of these. There's a Forest. Damn it. Actually, that kind of sucks. All right. So what happens here? Like if they're going to connive, which actually puts both of my Cavaliers outside of the ability to just straight up kill Ledger Shredders. That kind of sucks. Oh, and there's another Phoenix in there too. Oh crap, I'm just dead. There's another Phoenix in here. Aw, man. Yeah, they found a third Phoenix with this. Oh, they also had an Aether Gust anyway. Alright, we're dead. So that's unfortunate. We are gonna go 2 and 3 here. And now our fun little league with Mono Green is over. And we have once again learned why I just don't really want to betray the spirits, right? So that was pretty funny. But overall, honestly, it's a nice little change of pace to be doing something vastly different from what we're used to doing, right? Like I'm so used to not really having to cross my fingers when my opponent starts untapping and doing their own things, right? Like we're so used to having at least some kind of say-so over what the opponent is and is not allowed to do. And playing a sorcery speed deck like Mono Green Devotion is certainly a change from that. Like, you know, we're used to being the person playing the archetypal flash deck, and now we're playing this Hearthstone-esque deck where you're just trying to play the biggest, dumbest, most powerful thing. And for what it was pretty cool when it did the stuff it was supposed to do, right? Like we got giant amounts of devotion, we had the ability to take a bunch of extra turns, and that was cool. And the one time we did manage to screw up our tapping of mana, that turn was going to absolutely be the game. And yeah, sure, we won anyway, but there was a lot of turns in store there. And that's one of those things that like you kind of mess up on Magic Online sometimes if you're not familiar with your deck. But when you play on paper, since you're verbalizing things, it's probably a lot easier there. But either way, you live and you learn, right? That was really fun overall. I will not be revisiting this deck, but that was very fun nonetheless. As always, if you like what you're watching today, make sure to let me know in the comments. Did you notice any mistakes that I did not notice? I definitely made some, but maybe my order of sequencing was wrong, or maybe I mulliganed a little too aggressively or not aggressively enough in some matchups. Let me know. But as always, like the video if you like what you saw, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and I'll see y'all on the next one.